Make sure for today's project that you guys have pencil, you have an eraser, and you have a sheet of paper. I have newspaper print down. I know some of you guys can see I have paper. I just use this as a mat kind of, so my table doesn't get stained or dirty when I do art. If you guys ever get newspaper at home or like those magazine articles in the mail and you don't want to throw it away, I always keep them as a mat for my art projects. So make sure you guys have all of your things. You have your pencil, eraser, and paper. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot what I'm doing. The first step, let me make sure you guys can see me perfectly because this is going to be the trickiest step. So before you start drawing this, you obviously need to get your paper to fold like this. So you see how you can see me with a mask, and then I open it, and then you can see me without a mask and what's inside of it. So this is going to be probably the hardest part to this project. You just have to pay attention. I know this is going to be a little tricky maybe for some of you, but you guys can do it. It's not super hard. It's just a little tricky, that's all. So when you have your paper, let me get this out. Okay, when you have your paper, what you are going to do is the first step, you want your paper to be in portrait form. So since we're doing a self-portrait, which is a picture of ourselves, you want to have it in portrait form. This way, when it's long ways, is called landscape. So landscape is what you would use if you were to draw a picture of like your house or of a field or something of that has like mountains or grass in the background. But for today, we're going to do portrait form. So have it this way. And the first step is you're going to fold your paper in half. So I'm going from the bottom of my paper to the top of my paper. And go, take your time, go very slow. If you take your time, that's perfectly fine. You don't want your paper to get folded all messed up because then it'll leave crinkles in there. So that's the first step. The second step is you should have your paper like this. Kind of has a mouth, like this. Okay, you're gonna grab this flap right here, and you're gonna fold it to the bottom of the page. So very carefully connect it to the bottom, just like that. And you are going to fold it. And now the last step is you're gonna grab the back flap and you're gonna fold it down too. Just like the way you did this flap, you're gonna fold this flap down. So you should have it all closed up. This step is very important so you can get your self-portrait to open up. So if you're taking your time perfect, we had it folded like this. Fold this one back up because this is where we're going to start drawing. Make sure too that you have a flap that opens like this. So it opens like this, and you can touch the curve, the end of the paper right here. There should be the edge of it, should be right here because that's where we're going to start drawing. So make sure with your finger you feel where that edge is and flatten it down nicely. Okay, I am going to start drawing. I'm going to go very slowly. If you guys do fall a little behind and you get confused, don't stress out. I have all of this recorded in a video if you need to go back later and rewatch it. So my first step is I'm gonna start with the eyeballs. We're gonna start with our eyes. So the first thing you're gonna do is what I like to do is I like to use my finger find the middle spot of your paper. So I'm gonna do it like right about there. That's the middle of my paper. Where your flap is, so remember we felt where the edge of that fold is, right here and right here. We're gonna draw the bottom part of our eye. So just watch me first and then you guys can try it. So I'm gonna grab my pencil, not under the fold, but on top of it, right where it's folded. I'm gonna draw a line for my eyes, one right there, and one on the other side of my finger right there. And make sure they're the same size too. I'm gonna keep going, sorry guys. Okay, so we drew the bottom part of the eyes. Let me see. Okay, so if you were to open it up right now, you guys can see that the lines of the bottom of our eyes is right on that crease. So that's where our eyes are gonna start. I'm gonna keep it closed though. So I'm gonna keep my paper closed and I'm gonna start with my eyes. I like looking at my paper that I already drew. So I'm gonna do my eyelids. The eyelids are just gonna be kind of like a rainbow curve shape. Just like that. And the same for the other eye as well. Okay, we got about 5 minutes. I'm gonna try to get the features on our face done. Okay, so we should have the top of our eyes done right now. So now that we have our eyelids, we're gonna do the inside part of our pupils. So we're gonna do another kind of like a half circle curve inside of these ones. You don't want to do a full circle. You guys can kind of see. It's just going to be kind of like a half one, because if you do a full circle in the middle, kind of like that one, you're going to look kind of crazy, like our eyes are like really wide open, but kind of like closed at the same time. We don't naturally look like that. So try to have your eye, your pupil, the stuff in your eye, to go all the way to the bottom. So you should have your eyes right now. Remember, your eye should not be touching this part of your paper. So this flap, it should not be drawn on this flap. It's only drawn on the back. The next part is our iris. I want to say it's iris. I hope I'm not getting those confused. If I am, I'm so sorry. This is why I don't teach anything else, because I'm getting a little lost. The little black part in the middle of your eye, you're going to draw that right in the inside middle at the bottom. So you should have kind of like 3. So you have the big one on the outside, you have that middle one, and then you have your black dot. If you want to fill it in right now, you can, just so you know later that you're going to be coloring it in with Sharpie, but I'll do it right now so you can see. And then you do the same with the other eyeball. Okay, got a couple more minutes. Let's try to get a little bit further down. Okay, after we have our eyeballs, what are on top of our eyeballs that we got to draw? We got to draw our eyebrows. So I'm going to draw not anything super crazy, just 2 little curves or little caterpillars right on top of our eyes. So it kind of looks like I'm peekabooing from the bottom of this paper. It's coming out good. Oh, and I missed one more thing too on our eyes. Eyelashes. We all have eyelashes. So we got to draw the eyelashes on the side. If you want to keep them tiny, that's fine. I know that some boys tend to not draw eyelashes, but we actually all have eyelashes.
It's the key to the eyes.
Yeah, it's actually too, like, eyelashes are meant to keep dirt away from your eyeballs. So it's supposed to like help protect you too. So I'm making mine kind of long because I like my eyelashes kind of long. Okay, so we should be up to here. We have our beautiful eyes. Okay, last part of this, and then we're gonna stop for today and continue it next week. We're gonna do our head shape, the top part of our head. So I'm gonna find the middle part up here, not all the way, but kind of like right close to your eyebrow, sort of. And I'm gonna draw a line right there. And I'm gonna connect it all the way to the other side. Now see how I'm taking my time and I'm going very, very slow. Because I wanna make sure you get it all the way to the edge and it's nice and pretty. If you guys fall a little behind, it's okay. Remember, if you need to look at my video again, you can. And then that's the top part of our heads. We might look a little weird and bald right now, but that is our head for now. And then we're gonna add our hair. Okay, I think we are good for today. Make sure you also have your name on these. If you didn't finish, that's fine. We're not finishing these today. We have so much work to do. Make sure your names are on these. And I will see you guys next Thursday. Have a great weekend. I will see you later.